Hello everybody, my name is Zoe Rebekah. Welcome back to my channel, and today's video is going to be another episode of Cup of Zoe. Got my normal iced coffee, like I've shown you guys how I make it before. So feel free to check out my vlogs if you're curious how I make my iced coffee. But today's episode of Cup of Zoe is going to be all about setting my personal development goals. So I want to just kind of talk about how to like set goals, the goal setting process in and of itself, but also discuss my personal goals in terms of personal development and also in terms of my career and just generally how I set goals and the goals that I plan on setting for myself. I've done a lot of goal setting videos in the past, but I feel like it's been a while since I've done one. And this kind of, my notes here is kind of based on notes that I had for a video that I did years ago, back in like 2019 or something, called Growing as a Person. That's what the video is called. And you know, I just kind of wanted to do an updated version of that video and kind of just talk about updated personal development goals and updated career goals and how I set them, and you know, how you guys can set your personal development goals. So yeah, without further ado, let's get into the video. So personal growth means different things to different people, but setting personal development goals can be really helpful in creating a life filled with happy and healthy habits and memories, you know, generally greater happiness and meaning in life. So the first step you have to take, and the first step that I take when setting goals, is learning what's most important and to set goals worth going after. Setting realistic goals and goals that have value to me. And a lot of people tend to set goals that aren't aligned with their values, and it's really important to set goals that align with your personal values. If you really analyze what's important to you, you can, you know, take the steps to ensure that those important aspects of your life are a greater part of your life. It's so important to stay true to your values because that will help you establish your own identity. It will allow you to be more open and honest, and it'll help you identify when it is time to make changes in order to feel inner joy and freedom. It's important to identify where you're limiting yourself and to avoid self-sabotage. I have the tendency to do this. I have the tendency to self-sabotage and to not seek out my own best interest and to do things that I know aren't going to help me in the end, and it is an unhealthy habit that I have to break. And it takes time and it takes effort, but it is so worth it in the end. Limiting beliefs hinders your progress and allows you to get caught up in your comfort zone, and you can never learn or grow or progress inside of your comfort zone. You need to break out of your comfort zone in order to expand your horizons and your perspective about life, about whatever's given, about whatever subjects you're interested in. It's important to step out of your comfort zone and to try to put a halt to your limiting beliefs and self-doubt. I just think that I often tend to, I feel like I'm my own harshest critic, which is like true for a lot of people, but also because of that, I limit myself with my own internal limitations, if that makes sense. And you know, it's important to try to just expand my horizons and expand my perspective about everything. My third point is to always make sure to take care of your health. And this might seem like a given, but it is something that I need to be reminded of, and that I feel like a lot of people need to be reminded of, is to simply take care of your health. Take care of your physical, emotional, social, mental health. Make sure you're taking care of every single component of the health triangle, you know what I mean? And make sure that you are sleeping well enough. Make sure that you take care of your hygiene. Make sure that you're hydrating, drinking enough water. Make sure you're nourishing yourself properly. Make sure you're moving and maintaining an appropriate level of physical activity. You know what I mean? Just take care of your overall health. Make sure that you're talking to people every day for your social health. I can speak from personal experience when I say that self-isolation constantly is so detrimental to your health, to your social health, to your mental health, to your physical health. It's so detrimental to your health to just isolate all the time. So I just want to make that point clear that yes, it's good to have alone time. It's important to maintain a balance in life with every aspect of life, like I've talked about many times. But you know, when it comes to talking to people versus alone time, it's really important to maintain that balance, because you don't want to isolate completely, but you want to be able to have some alone time sometimes. So just maintain that balance and overall take care of your health and take care of yourself. Time management is so crucial. It is a really important goal that I have set for myself, is to just maintain my time management. Time management enables you to maximize time and activities that feed you and allow you to thrive and motivate you and help you develop yourself as a person. So it's super important to maintain a healthy time management, and that can be gone about in many different ways that I'm not going to get into. But if you want to research time management, or if you want me to make a whole video about time management, let me know, because I will do the research and I will put together the notes and I will film the video and I will edit it and I will upload it, I promise. It's also extremely important to develop small habits. Small habits lead to bigger habits and bigger changes over time. So if we break down larger goals into smaller, more, you know, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound goals, you know, SMART goals, well, that's what I just listed, the SMART, specific, measurable, attainable, relevant, time-bound. That's called SMART goals, and that is, I feel like, the best way to set goals, because all of those components of setting goals is super important to setting achievable goals. And you know, when you are breaking down larger goals into smaller, more manageable tasks, then it just allows you to complete those tasks much more easily, and it's much less daunting to accomplish those things. Surround yourself with supportive, uplifting, positive, encouraging people. That is so important in so many different components of life, and I've mentioned that kind of tip in a lot of different kinds of videos, because it is, you know, it is just so important to surround yourself with positive, encouraging people, and not people that tear you down, not people that belittle you, and not people that don't support you. You want to surround yourself with people that challenge you in a good way and push you because they care about you and they love you and they want to see you succeed and push yourself a little bit more. You know what I mean? It's just, I feel like those kinds of relationships are the most sustainable and the most beneficial and the most healthy when you kind of push each other a little bit. Just because you love each other and care about each other and want to get the best out of that person, you know what I mean? So just surround yourself with people that challenge you but also support you and encourage you and want you to do your best and thrive. Exposure therapy is really helpful. I've talked about exposure therapy before, but exposure therapy is literally exactly what it sounds like. It's a therapeutic method in which you expose yourself to potentially anxiety-provoking or fear-inducing things. So it's a treatment that really helps people confront their fears and anxieties. So if you're afraid of public speaking, exposure therapy would be to just go out and do a public speaking thing. And it can be really, really beneficial, and it can really make a difference, and you can really, you know, feel the change in you when you do something like that, because it's such a big step to take. Even though some things might seem minuscule or small to other people, if you have a terrifying fear or anxiety about something, that is valid, and going out and facing that fear is a huge accomplishment that you should be really proud of yourself for. So exposure therapy can be a really huge accomplishment, but it can also be really beneficial to your overall mental well-being. When you avoid something that is anxiety or fear-inducing, then you are just building up that anxiety and that fear even more, rather than just nipping it in the bud and just facing that fear to begin with. So the more you put it off and the more you avoid it, the larger the issue is going to become. So you just want to expose yourself to those things. It's also really important to treat yourself. Treating yourself and taking breaks are super important in maintaining your health, and you're maintaining your goals and maintaining a realistic outlook on life. If you push yourself so hard without giving yourself rewards or breaks, then you are going to be burnt the fuck out really quickly, and I've been there, and I get to that point a lot, and I'm really trying to avoid getting to that point, and I feel like I've gotten a lot better with preventing myself from getting to the point where I'm completely burnt out, because I haven't given myself breaks or rewards, and I haven't given myself that kind of motivation to continue to push myself a little bit. Like, it's important to push yourself, obviously. Balance, like I've talked about, balance is key, but it's important to push yourself while also rewarding yourself and giving yourself breaks so that you can maintain that motivation to keep going. Stop procrastinating. I have a whole video from years ago, but it is still a very valid video, and I watched it recently, and it is still very valid. Everything I said in there is valid, but I made a video called How to Stop Procrastinating, or How to Stop Procrastination. It's my first cup of Zoe, actually. It's my very first cup of Zoe, which is fitting for this video for me to mention it, but but stop procrastinating and go check out that video where I go into details about how to specifically stop procrastination. But chronic procrastination is an unfortunate effect of perfectionism a lot. And you know, procrastination can be perceived as laziness, but really it's just an effect of perfectionism. And when people are perfectionists, they tend to put things off because they feel like it's not going to be good enough. It's not going to be perfect. But you have to let go of that perfectionism. You have to stop procrastinating, and you have to just put in the work and put in the effort, and you should see results. And sometimes it takes a while to get there, especially in the career I'm in. I'm going into the writing industry, which is a really hard career to make a good living. You know what I mean? It's really hard to make it in that industry, to be really successful in that industry. I mean, it's not as hard as you would believe based on what I'm learning in school, but it is still a hard industry to break into. And I don't expect my work to become recognized or successful immediately. It takes time. It's a process, and I have to accept that and acknowledge that and just keep pushing and keep trying and keep putting in that effort, and hopefully I will make it one day. But I don't know that if I don't try. Wake up early. This is a goal I set for myself years ago. When I was talking about that growing as a person video, I set that goal for myself years ago. I've always woken up early, but I guess I really wanted to wake up really early, and now I do. I wake up at about 5 in the morning every morning, like I mentioned to you guys before, but I wake up very early every morning, and it sets my day off on the right foot. I mean, like, sometimes it's exhausting. Like by 8 p.m. I'm so tired and I want to go to sleep, and sometimes I do go to sleep that early because I'm so tired because I woke up super early. But waking up early just sets my day off right. I feel the most productive in the morning. I know that's like not most people. It's not everybody is like that, at least, but I feel the most productive in the morning. I wake up super alert and awake, and although it's probably most likely my anxiety that is waking me up, which I, discovered from my doctor, and which makes the most sense because I do wake up anxious all the time and I wake up nauseous and I have problems. But, waking up early is still a really beneficial thing in my opinion. It's just, you can set your day off on the right track. You can, really establish what tasks you're gonna do for that day. And just waking up early in and of itself feels like an accomplishment. And when I feel the most productive, it's in the morning, and so I get the most done in the morning and I feel accomplished before it's even noon, and that makes me feel really good. So there you go. I have be more productive in my notes, but I don't need to be more productive. I guess some of these notes were from years ago, but I do not need to be more productive. I am plenty productive. I need to maintain a balance between school, work, and life, and just balance everything and just be productive without pushing myself too much, because I tend to do that sometimes. But that is my goal, to maintain my productivity level without burning myself out or stressing myself out because I'm putting too much on my plate. I want to practice gratitude daily. Practicing gratitude allows you to do a number of things. It allows you to cope better with stress, improve your overall health and well-being, feel more secure and self-assured. It increases your overall satisfaction and happiness. It keeps you inspired and increases your creativity. And it has a number of other benefits in your personal life, your social life, your professional life. It's just super important to practice gratitude and to remind yourself of what you're grateful for and what keeps you going and what motivates you and what drives you. Because when you have those reminders of what your true motivations are, it allows you to keep going and to keep persisting, even when things get tough. Before you can begin the work that's necessary to change, you have to accept and believe that the change is possible. I say to Theo a lot, especially when we're fighting, that people don't change. And sometimes I really believe that people don't change, but having that mindset has held me back a lot. Just not accepting change in general has held me back a lot. So I want to be more open-minded about change, because change is inevitable and change is really hard sometimes. But I don't want my fear of change to hold me back anymore. And I want to really believe that positive change is possible and attainable. So it's so important to nurture a growth mindset first and foremost. Only then will you accept your potential and be willing to realize it and allow it to come to fruition. You always got to work on your attitude and, strive to make it conducive to growth. A positive mental attitude can really move mountains for you. It helps you really achieve what you want from life. And it really helps to be open-minded as well. Just to be open-minded about anything. Try trying new things, trying new foods. It's so important to maintain an open mind about anything and, you know, open to hearing new perspectives about anything and hearing different opinions. That's how we grow and learn as people. That's how we develop as people, individuals, and as a society. You gotta manage your expectations.
Manage your expectations a little bit.
It's like a really important goal that I've made for myself, is to manage my expectations. And that is really, really hard sometimes, to manage my expectations, because I have ridiculous expectations for myself and for others. And it's something that I've struggled with my entire life, but that is a goal that I really need to work on. Some of these things I've gotten a lot better at, and I've really gotten to an advanced level with some of these goals. But some of these goals I am still a very beginner. Like, I still really struggle with them. So that is one of them, is managing my expectations. It's so important to manage your expectations so that you're not disappointed all the time, you know? My coffee. It's also really important to challenge black and white thinking. This is something that I personally struggle with a lot, as I've mentioned to you guys. You guys know that I have borderline personality disorder, and a huge component of that is black and white thinking. There's no gray area in my mind. Everything is black and white. Everything is extreme. Everything is always or never. And I would like to avoid thinking like that, truthfully. And so that is something that I will continue to work on, and it's something that will be managed through therapy and medication and treatment for my mental health issues. But yeah, I really want to learn how to properly challenge my black and white thinking. It's so important to live authentically. Be your true, genuine self, because there's only one of you. I know it sounds cheesy, but there's only one of you, and you are beautiful, and you are unique, and you are special, and you should fully embrace your true, authentic, genuine self and convey that. And don't put on a facade. Don't put on a phony face. You know, be yourself. Be true to yourself. Be true to your values, and just live how you want to live, because there's no one stopping you. I mean, you know, there's certain things that, there's certain lifestyle choices that are just not okay. But besides, you know, extreme things like that, you know, just live authentically. Be yourself. There's nothing much more I can say than that. Be a better friend. You know, we can always improve our own selves in being a better friend. You know, just be reliable, be honest, be open, be kind, have a sense of humor, compassionate, loving, caring, loyal, maintain trust, maintain encouragement, be supportive, resolve conflicts, and respect each other. Those are all super important aspects of maintaining a friendship and being a better friend. Fuck drama. That is just all it says here. It just says fuck drama. I have no other notes other than fuck drama. But yeah, just avoid unnecessary toxic drama. You don't need that in your life. It's not necessary. It serves you no purpose. And you know, we learn from drama sometimes, but we can also avoid it and just try to stay away from it, because we don't need that. You know, it's important to have conflict because we can learn from it, but we don't want to just start conflict just to start conflict, you know what I mean? And it's really important to try to maintain these goals. It's important to set the right goals for you, to take small, concrete steps toward achieving your goals, reward yourself along the way, and consider slip-ups to be part of the process. We're all allowed to have little slip-up moments. You know, nothing is perfect. Nothing's gonna go completely smoothly. I mean, we try for things to go completely smoothly, but you know, the reality is most things don't go 100% smoothly or exactly as we anticipate, and we have to adjust. That's part of life. And then some more specific goals I have more specific goals for myself, and these are like kind of like more career goals, but also like personal goals. Like, I really want to move to New York after I graduate to really get started on my writing career. I want to find an entry-level job, I want to find an agent, and I want to provide my best effort toward the job and make a decent living. That's like my main goal, is to make a decent living and be financially stable. Like, that's my ultimate goal, is to be financially stable and successful in what I do. I want to get married to Theo. Obviously not yet. I want to maybe have a kid or two eventually. Obviously not yet. But, you know, Theo is 20, I'm 21. We're young. But we've been together for over 3 years, and eventually we do want to get married. And, you know, like I said, we've been together for a long time and we're in it for the long run. We wouldn't, you know, be living together and continuing with our relationship if we didn't see a future in it. So eventually we want to get married. Eventually I want to move to LA, because what I ultimately want to do do is to be a television writer, and I want to not only write for series, but to develop my own series. I have a passion project that my dad and I have been talking about, working on, discussing ever since I started school, really, and it's something that I truly, and so does he, we truly wanted to get it into a true series, like to get it on television. And we had this great idea, and I'm not going to tell you guys anything about it because I want it to be a surprise, obviously. I obviously don't want anyone stealing my ideas either, but we have a really good idea based on my dad's real life for a television show, and that's my ultimate goal. So I need to move to LA eventually to be a television writer. That's kind of the unfortunate reality, even though it's super expensive to live there, and I don't necessarily want to live in LA because of how expensive it is to live there. But if I want to write for television, I kind of have to live in LA. So I kind of want to just pay my dues in New York and get an entry-level job, find an agent, work as an entry-level writer in New York for a while, and then eventually move to LA and find a job there. I'm in school for creative writing, and my ultimate goal is to be a television writer. So I mean, I want to move to New York first because it's slightly less expensive to live there, and also I have a lot of family in New York. I was born on Long Island. My parents are from New York. I have a lot of family in New York, not in the city. I mean, I think my uncle lives in Queens, but I have a lot of family around there, and they'd be able to help me out. And I do have some family in California. I'm not exactly sure where in California, but I do have some family in California, which is helpful. And my parents do have some connections, which is helpful. So I'm gonna try to utilize my resources to get jobs, of course. And I want to manage my anxiety better overall. Like, my anxiety has been a little out of control lately. I was just put on a new anxiety med as I talked to you guys about in my vlog. But I'm a very naturally anxious person, but you know, external stressors are a lot for me to deal with. It really impacts my anxiety. So school and money right now are like two of my main stressors, and they've been just stressing me out so badly. So I have like pretty crippling anxiety, and it really affects me. So one of my ultimate goals in life is just to simply merely manage my anxiety better and to just have a healthier grip on my anxiety, and I just want to manage my mental health in a way that is healthy, sustainable, and balanced, and I can feel fulfilled and happy and not out of control all the time. And ultimately, I just want to give myself grace. I don't want to berate myself for mistakes, and I want to learn and grow from my mistakes and just, you know, accept the fact that I am human and just acknowledge that I am human and I can make mistakes. I'm allowed to make mistakes. I'm not perfect. Nobody's perfect. Nothing is perfect. And I just want to just put these goals into place and really give myself grace for making mistakes, because that's okay. And I need to just accept myself and everything about me. I mean, there's certain things I'd like to change about myself, but some of those things I just have to accept about myself. I can't change them, and that's okay. You know what I mean? But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. I thought this was really fun to make, and it was really fun to like go back over these notes from a video from a while ago and kind of update them and update my perspective about it. But yeah, I think it's just ultimately super important to set goals and to maintain the goals, and goal setting is just a super important thing in life. Without goals, like, what is our purpose? You know what I mean? At least that's my opinion. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for today's video. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Give it a big thumbs up if you did. Hit that subscribe button and turn on the notification bell. Share this video and my channel to those you think might be interested, and leave me comments down below. Comment other video suggestions you want to see or anything else you guys want to comment. Make sure you guys get copies of both my books, my memoir Battles on the Borderline and my poetry book and erotic anthology and my psychology, and follow me on all my other social medias. My Snapchat is Zoe Frenchman, my Instagram is Zoe R Frenchman, my Twitter is Zoe Rebekah F, and my TikTok is Zoe RF420. Alright, that's gonna be it for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll talk to you guys in my next one. Bye!